So now it's time for questions from the audience. I haven't seen any questions in the chat, but now it's your turn. So is there anyone who would like to ask us some questions?
Hello, this is Stephen AC. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very lowly, so can you speak?
It's better now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I actually have a question for the previous presentation regarding how the never slices are offered. Will you be elaborate a bit more? So if you would like to use the 5G EVE, so what this interface will be look like? So what kind of request we can send to use the facility or the infrastructure from 5G EVE?
Well, I can try to give a perspective here. As I said before, we are encapsulating the complexity of the orchestration of all the nodes and components and layers in the 5G EVE. So what you offer is a graphical user interface and a set of APIs that guarantee that you have your test network slice in place, but you are not dealing directly with the orchestrator for doing so. We think that this is the right approach for supporting a number of different and concurrent activities. But if you want to have more details, we have an active work group exactly in the project for this, and we can have a separate discussion on that.
Okay, that would be great because in the future, if we are from 5G growth project, so you would like to also integrate or using the portal from 5GF, and they would like to know what will be the interface. And also when you mentioned the slides, so I'm wondering the slides will be defined in the 5G EVE domain, or we are defining our slides and we need to give our requirement for the slides via this interface. So, but yeah, that's mainly my question.
Yeah, we can have that chat, of course. Thank you.
There is a question from Joseph Mang from CPPC. Joseph, if you want, you can also ask it openly.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I mean, I have 3 questions, in fact. So first one is, I'm not sure I understood the date of the first release of the platform, because I think Manuel called it Drop Zero. Is that sort of an internal platform, or is it already released? Because or will it be released at the end of May and available to other projects, or how does it work?
Okay, I or Mauro can answer. I will take it. This is our milestone for opening access to the verticals to all the labs. So today, all the verticals have direct access to each of the 4 sites, using a complete platform based on 4G and advanced LTE and other components. So it's an internal milestone, and the idea is that from that experience they will have now, and how they use it and what they get, then we can improve to the important release of the end of the year. And it's exclusively for them, so it's not meant for other projects to be used until Christmas, so to say, until the end of the year.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so for external project, let's say January 2020, the first one, right?
Right. That will be the first time you can make use of the platform. And if you want to have the complete tool set for orchestrating your test, then it could be July or could be earlier. But our common agreed roadmap is for July next year.
Okay, thanks a lot. The second one is about the API. So even if there is no release of the platform yet, I mean, for example, PyGrowth is starting in June, and I guess other projects will do the same. I mean, for designing somehow our architecture and our interaction with 5G EVE, it would be nice to have at least access to even a preliminary version of the APIs you define to access your testbed. So is this available somewhere even before the release in January 2020? Can we check these APIs?
That is a super valid question. We need to help you being able to develop and pre-test in your facilities, in your environments, R&D centers, what you will be testing. We have an ongoing discussion about that because we have done a lot of conversation with internal partners, but we have to officialize and formalize that and simplify for you. Also, when your projects will be starting, this will be one of the first topics to address. Yeah.
Yeah, just to complete further speaking, so yes, currently we are listing a list of services that should be available on different sites. So we have to consolidate this list, but yes, it will be part of the main milestone that will be edited at the end of this year.
Okay. Okay. And the third one is, will the code you will generate in terms of platform be made available open source, or just the, let's say, the platform or parts of it will they be made open source, available open source, the software of the platform per se?
So I think that it will be specific to the different sites, because we plan to share some open source component, of course, but as you can see, we have also we are very specific to vendors, and for that it will be not shared in that case. But for the open source code, if you are based on open interface, for instance, or for an app, we plan to share the component and to share the code.
Yeah, but I was talking more about the platform per se. Like, I mean, whatever is behind the API that that allows external projects to access the 5G platform. So the 5G platform, I understand, will analyze some sort of descriptor of experiment and so on. So and the service to be deployed or the slice to be deployed, whatever, and then there will be some underlying processing. So the building blocks that do this processing and then transform this generic call into calls specific to the site, will this part of the processing will be made available open source?
Let me give because we got this sort of question also in the previous webinar. This is not in the plan of the project because we are working and leveraging the initial sites, and they are constituted by contributions of 5G members and other companies. It's not only the components, the open source components, it's the integration of a number of tools and open source that make up the platforms where you can come and test your end user devices to your application. Having said that, the projects that the ICT19 projects have room for also taking some parts of the testing, pre-testing, and some activities to other environments. And that has to be explored. But if I had to answer today, the standard 5G service is delivered at the sites, and in general, we are not delivering the platform as if it were a software.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you all. Sorry we don't have time any longer for other questions. But of course, you have all our references, and so we will be more than happy to answer your questions in the next days. It will be also very important, also considering the type of questions that we have received, to set up bilateral meetings with the ICT19 projects that will start more or less in June or July, as far as we know. But if you have already any questions, we will be more than happy to anticipate this starting phase of your project. By the way, there will be the opportunity of meeting all together also in the Valencia 5G Week. 5G Eve is organizing a number of events there, workshops, both in the 5G global event in the first 2 days and in UCNC. We will have also our exhibition booth, so register for the event and we can meet there for sure. As anticipated by Milon in the chat, the registration of this webinar will be made available in our website in some days, next week most likely. You can also send questions to our email address that is in our website, but it's contact@5gev.eu. So time is over now. I would like to thank you all for attending this webinar for 5Gev. Have a nice day and bye-bye.